You sat there, silent, absorbing every blow they dealt with precision. You swallowed their words like poison, clenched your teeth until your jaw ached, and told yourself that this storm would pass. You convinced yourself that the pain would fade, that the scars would heal, and that somehow, somewhere, justice would find its way to you. But did they show mercy? Did they pause for even a fleeting moment to consider what they were doing to you? No. They saw your silence as weakness, mistaking your patience for fear, your kindness for an invitation to exploit. Every time you forgave, they twisted the knife deeper. Every time you stayed quiet, they interpreted it as submission. And when you turned the other cheek, they slapped harder, reveling in the power they thought they wielded over you. But here's the thing about patience. It doesn't last forever. It runs dry, evaporates like water under the scorching sun. And when it does, oh, that's when the real game begins. People like them don't understand regret until it crashes down on them like a hammer, shattering their carefully constructed illusions. They never think about the damage they've caused, not until it's their turn to feel it. They never cry over what they've done, not until the mirror forces them to confront the monster they've become. And you've been sitting in the shadows all along, watching, waiting, collecting every wound, every betrayal, like ammunition. They thought you were soft, that you'd stay down forever, but they underestimated you. They made the fatal mistake of believing that your silence was surrender. Now, it's their turn to lose sleep, to wonder what's coming, to feel the weight of everything they've done to you. The best part? They don't even know when it's coming. You don't have to lift a finger. Regret has a way of creeping up on people. It starts as a whisper, a faint echo in the back of their mind, reminding them of the choices they made, the bridges they burned. Then it festers, growing louder, gnawing at their insides until they can't escape it. By the time they realize the gravity of their actions, it's already too late. That's the beauty of patience. It doesn't explode, it suffocates. When it runs out, it leaves behind a vacuum so heavy that it crushes everything in its path. People like them live in the moment, drunk on their own sense of invincibility. They believe they're untouchable, especially when they hold the upper hand. They laugh while you bleed, push you down while they rise, and turn their backs without a second thought. What they fail to realize is that power is fleeting, and arrogance is a double-edged sword. They never stop to ask themselves, what if the roles change? What if the tables turn? What if the person they crushed, mocked, betrayed? What if that person stands up one day, stronger than ever, with nothing left to lose? Oh, but they never think that far ahead. They're too busy basking in their victories, too consumed by their delusions of grandeur to see the storm brewing on the horizon. And you sat through it all. You let them have their fun, didn't you? You let them think they broke you, let them laugh, let them feel safe. You let them believe they got away with everything, let them push you to the edge. And yet, you stood there, silent, waiting. Because deep down, you knew something they didn't. You knew that time is the cruelest force of all. Time never forgets, never forgives. Time is always watching, counting, keeping track of every action, every word, every cut they carved into you. And now it's their turn to wait. Now they get to sit in the same silence you endured. Now they get to wake up in the middle of the night with that ugly feeling in their gut, that little voice whispering, "You messed up." Now they get to live with the realization that the patience they mistook for weakness was actually the calm before the storm. And that storm, it's not coming with fire and rage. It's coming with silence. It's coming with regret. It's coming with the slow, suffocating weight of everything they did pressing down on their chest until they can't breathe. Because that's how karma works. That's how consequences unfold. People like them thrive on control. They feed off reactions, crave attention, and bask in the validation they extract from others. For them, the thrill isn't just in causing pain. It's in knowing they can elicit a response whenever they want. They need to see you flinch, hear you scream, watch you break. As long as you're reacting, as long as you're angry, hurt, or desperate, they still have a grip on you. They still play a role in your story. But the moment you go silent, that's when the walls start closing in on them. That's when they begin to feel the true weight of what they've done. Silence is a weapon sharper than any blade. It disarms them, strips away their power, and leaves them scrambling for answers they'll never find. You see, people like them don't know how to handle silence. They panic when the spotlight shifts, when the reactions stop coming, when the game they thought they controlled suddenly ends. The absence of noise unnerves them because it forces them to confront the emptiness within themselves. They start replaying the past in their heads, dissecting every decision, every choice, every word they ever spoke to you. They second-guess everything, wondering where they went wrong, when they lost their grip. And the more they think about it, the more they realize something devastating. They set this ending in motion themselves. The truth is, they had someone who was willing to stand by them. Someone who endured, forgave, and believed in their potential despite the darkness. Someone who saw the good in them even when it was buried beneath layers of cruelty and selfishness. Instead of valuing that, instead of cherishing it, they spat on it. They crushed it beneath their feet, treating it like it was nothing. Now they'd give anything to go back, anything to hear your voice, anything for one more chance to undo the damage. But that's the thing about time. It doesn't move backward. It doesn't grant second chances. And you learned that lesson the hard way. You spent so long hoping they'd change, thinking that if you just held on a little longer, gave a little more, maybe they'd wake up. Maybe they'd see what they were doing. Maybe they'd stop taking you for granted. But they never did they? Because people like them, they don't change until it's too late. They don't appreciate what they have until it's gone. And now you're gone. Not just physically. That would be too easy. You're gone in the way that matters most. You're gone from their thoughts, from their reach, from their ability to control you. You're gone in the way that makes them stay up at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering how they let it all slip through their fingers. Because that's what's happening now, isn't it? They're starting to feel it. The absence, the silence, the regret. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. Regret doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't knock politely on the door. It crashes in uninvited, makes itself at home, and refuses to leave. It sits in their chest like a weight they can't shake, whispers in their ear when they least expect it, and follows them into every conversation, every relationship, every quiet moment. No matter how much they try to run from it, no matter how much they try to drown it out with distractions, it's always there, always waiting, always reminding them. And you don't have to do a damn thing. You don't have to chase revenge. Don't have to seek justice. Life has a way of balancing the scales. Life has a way of making people feel the exact pain they put into the world. All you have to do is keep moving forward, keep walking, keep growing, keep becoming the person they never believed you could be. Because that's the real revenge. While they're stuck in the past, drowning in the weight of their mistakes, you're free. Free from their control, free from their manipulation, free from the cycle of pain they tried to keep you in. And that's something they'll never be able to live with. They thought they broke you. They thought they won. But the truth is, they only destroyed themselves. Now they have to live with that. What really haunts them isn't the fact that you left. It isn't even the realization that they lost you. No, it's something far worse. It's the slow, creeping understanding that you never needed them to begin with. That's what keeps them up at night. That's what turns their stomach inside out. Because when they were hurting you, betraying you, feeding off your patience like leeches, they convinced themselves that you couldn't live without them. They thought they were your air, your foundation, your reason to keep going. But now they see the truth. While they were busy trying to break you, all they really did was set you free. Free from their games, free from their empty words, free from the chains they thought they wrapped around you so tightly. And that burns them more than any revenge you could ever take. Nothing stings more than realizing that someone you thought was beneath you was actually above you the whole time. The person you underestimated, the person you mocked, the person you treated like an afterthought. That was the only real thing you had. And now they're stuck in their own personal prison, one made of the very choices they thought would make them untouchable. Meanwhile, you walk away without a scratch. Because here's the thing. They lost you the moment they stopped valuing you. They lost you the moment they chose their ego over loyalty, their pride over kindness, their selfishness over the one person who would have stood by them through anything. And now they're choking on their own arrogance, drowning in the silence they once laughed at. Because silence is a funny thing. It can feel like peace, or it can feel like punishment. And for them, it's the latter. Life keeps moving forward, leaving them behind like dust on an old road. They thought they had power over you. They thought they controlled the narrative. They thought you'd be haunted by them, by their absence, by the damage they left behind. But instead, they're the ones haunted. Every place they go, every person they meet, every conversation they have, there's a shadow hanging over them, whispering, you lost something real, and you will never get it back. They'll try to ignore it at first, act like they don't care, pretend they've moved on. But deep down, they know the truth. Nothing feels the same anymore. Nothing tastes as sweet. Nothing brings the same satisfaction. They'll find themselves laughing at a joke and suddenly remembering your laugh. They'll hear a song, see a place, smell a scent, and it'll hit them like a train. The realization, the weight of it. They threw away something they can never replace, and that's the moment where they finally understand what you already knew. Life doesn't give out second chances like candy. When you lose something good, something pure, something real, you don't just get to snap your fingers and get it back. Life makes you live with the loss. It makes you sit in it, stew in it, choke on it. And every time they try to move forward, life finds a way to remind them. They'll look at the people around them and realize none of them truly care. They'll try to fill the void with distractions, noise, meaningless things, but none of it will work. Because that's the thing about losing someone like you. Once it happens, there's no undoing it. No replacement will ever be enough. No excuse will ever silence the voice in their head. No distraction will ever erase the truth. And the truth is simple. They messed up. They had something rare, something real, something most people spend their entire lives searching for. And instead of protecting it, instead of cherishing it, they destroyed it with their own hands. And the worst part, they can't blame anyone but themselves.